Trying something a little different this time around. Oh, that's so good. Never cooked bread over a campfire. Bread, let's try this out. I'm about 2 miles into my hike and probably have maybe 2 or 3 more to go. Trying something a little different this time around. So the backcountry skis or the climbing gear. I'm on cross-country skis. Got gear to stay overnight. We're gonna go up into the trees and kind of bushcraft it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not much of a bushcrafter, or I'm new to it anyway. We're gonna see how this goes. Spend the night without a tent in a snowstorm. The snowpack is upside down, which means that there's heavier snow on top of lighter snow. As I'm hiking and as I take steps, I can feel the weight of the heavy snow and the weight of my body collapse the lighter snow underneath, and you hear a woof sound, which really isn't a big deal for what I'm doing, but it does mean I shouldn't get on steep slopes. When you've got an upside down snowpack, you've got a higher risk of avalanches and just problems. All right, well, the sun is just starting to go down. Won't be dark for probably another hour, an hour and a half, but I need to find a place to camp. So I'm looking for a place that's gonna be protected from the snow and the wind. So in the trees ideally, but hopefully not below trees that are full of snow, that when I start a fire, or if I'm camping, the wind blows, it's gonna blow a bunch of snow down on me or onto my fire. In a bit of a hurry. Ooh, hear that whoomp? Oh, there it is again. Definitely not a day you'd want to be in the backcountry skiing. Need to find some dead pine trees. I thought I saw some over this way. I'm gonna take what I can get here and all right, so I got a little bit of wood cut down and let the snow here in my camp set up a little bit so I can kind of move it in blocks instead of just in powdery snow. Hopefully that helps some of the excavation go a little bit faster. Alright. Let me just cover up my firewood here real quick until I'm ready to light it. If I was going to be cooking tonight in the morning and needing to keep myself warm, I'd need a heck of a lot more firewood. But I'm really only going to be cooking tonight. I'm going to wake up early. I've got to get home at an early time for a family Christmas party. But now I'm going to put up my tarp and get my bed area ready. The wood that I cut is wet on the outside. Hopefully I can split it open and get something burning. Just got some cotton balls with Vaseline to try to get this going. Let's fluff these puppies up so they'll light easily. Alright, so I didn't film for a while because I was in a super hurry. Storm was coming in, it was starting to snow, it was getting windy and cold. Wood was getting wet. I didn't have a shelter up yet. And I was trying to film it all, but I just couldn't stay on top of the filming and get stuff done as quickly as I needed to. But now, you probably can't see very well. Above me I've got a tarp up. Right here is my fire. I'm just burning it hot and big right now to create a bed of coals so I can cook my dinner on. And just behind me, probably can't see it very well. Let's see, right back here in the snow, the little spot that I'm about to put my bivvy and sleeping pad and sleeping bag. So I'm trying out the classic camping bread that Luke from the Outdoor Boys regularly does. I never cooked bread over a campfire, and pretty excited to try it out. But first, I need to get some water boiling so that I can warm up my food. I've got some pot roast and potatoes and gravy left over, and so I've just got it in bags. I'm just going to warm it up in some boiling water, and then I'm going to cook some bread after that once we have some good coals. Put a lid on that pot, except the lid that I have is just polycarbonate. I'm not sure if it would melt it or not. So I'm just gonna leave the lid off for now, and while I'm waiting for that to go, I'm gonna change out of my wet clothes and put on some dry clothes. Gonna make some bacon while I wait. I didn't bring a frying pan. I'm just gonna cook this in my shovel. Weather's picking up. Hopefully I can get this dinner cooked before it gets too bad. But it's hot. Oh boy. Oh shoot. I hope I didn't just ruin that pot. I did. Darn it. I just... thought I could get away with it, but I couldn't. Should have known better. See if got any bacon done yet. Very done. That's alright. I like very done bacon. Hot. Oh. Oh man. Oh, that's so good. That flavor is way stronger than at home. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just because I'm really hungry. Maybe cooking out of a avalanche shovel gives it some better flavor. I don't know, but that is so good. Some of the best bacon I've had maybe ever. And this is just the generic bacon from Costco or something like that. You know, when Luke from Outdoor Boys acts like every food he eats is the best food he's ever eaten, part of me was wondering if it was just kind of putting on a show for the camera. But as good as this tastes, and it's just generic bacon, I think he might be being honest with how good everything is. Man alive. It's so good. So hot. Hope it doesn't splatter all over the place. Ah. Yeah. Got us a grease fire. That oil is too hot. I'm going to do a little bit of hot chocolate in my cup with the water that I'm warming up my dinner with. Alright, let's see if I can do this without making a complete mess. And then, to top it off, I'm going to put a couple of drops of peppermint essential oil in here. Give it a mint chocolate flavor. It's my favorite. At least for hot chocolate it is. And one of the benefits, that was like 2 or 3 drops. One of the benefits of peppermint is good for keeping your tummy happy. 1 drop of peppermint oil is equivalent to like 17 cups of peppermint tea or something ridiculous like that. Now we're cooking with grease. Woo! That's why I poured it on the far side of the fire. Alright, let's try this out. Mashed potatoes and pot roast. Not the prettiest presentation, but let's see how it tastes. Let's see if I can get some roast in there. Oh man. Ooh, that is good. I'm gonna have to eat fast. It's not super hot, it's just warm. It's just right, but I'm gonna have to eat fast so it doesn't get cold. Beats that freeze-dried stuff, that's for sure. Which I think is also yummy, but I've backpacked, overnighted, even in the winter, dozens of times, maybe hundreds of times in my life. But I've never done it like this, out with just a tarp, no tent, no camp stove. In the winter, during the winter I'd always take a 4-season tent and a stove with me, and I'd usually be eating freeze-dried food because it's convenient and lightweight. That's the first time I've done it this way, and I think I'm going to do this more often. Time to do the dishes. Do some bread. It's a little cold still. Not perfect, the dough, but I think it'll do the job. This is just an experiment here. I don't have a clue if this is going to work or not. I'm going to put 1 or 2 marshmallows in there. Oh, it's sticking. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, boy. I think my dough's too wet, too moist. Maybe I don't know. Let's just go like this. I'm going to stick that in the coals there. Put some coals around it here on top. Alright, under that pile of coals is a roll. I've got butter and cinnamon sugar and marshmallow on the inside. I'm not very good at this, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit. Half of it's still doughy and the other half is cooked nicely. The part that's cooked nicely is so good. The other part, not so much. So I'm gonna need to practice that. That part's good. This other part's like, whoop. We'll let that cook in there. I'm gonna try something different here. New plan of attack. We're trying the back of the shovel method. And so far it's looking pretty good. Bread's ready. Got some cinnamon butter on there and bread. Let's try this out. Man, that is so yummy. Alright, I'm gonna do one more of those and try it with honey butter. I think this old outdoor boy's Luke Nichols. I think he knows a few things, and I'm glad I've been watching the shows. Alright, we're cooking this one a little different. It slid off the shovel into the coals, and so I just buried it with coals, and we're just gonna let it cook that way. Try that out. I'm sure it'll be fine. Ooh, that looks awesome. This is a special recipe, family recipe. You just mix honey and butter together, but just kidding. There we go. baby. Ah. Oh, that's good. Ooh, I don't know which one's better. It's about 8:30 at night. The storm is supposed to come in about here, probably in the next hour, and drop another 6 inches or so overnight. I am like stuffed. There's a lot of food tonight, but I'm still gonna have a piece of cheese. Thought I'd be eating more cheese than this, though. I love cheese, but I'm too full. I still have to drink my hot chocolate. Well, I'm gonna clean up my camp and climb into my sleeping bag, so see you in a bit. I'm cozy in my sleeping bag now, in my sleeping bag and baby sack. Kind of down there below me. I was a little nervous that I'd roll over in the middle of the night and slide down into the fire pit, so I put my shovel here as a kind of a guard, and I've got my backpack here to sort of stop me from sliding. Hopefully that does the trick. Used my ski poles, crossed them up, used a ski strap at the top to support that brow pole, and tied the other one to that tree over there with some paracord. And yeah, that's kind of my camp. It's nothing special, not like some of the YouTube videos that you see out there with some immaculate camp that people made up, but I like to think that maybe this is a little bit more real, because I'm actually up in the mountains, many miles away from the trailhead, many miles away from anybody else. Only living things that are anywhere close to me are probably some moose and some rodents. Actually, there are a lot of moose in this area. This area is has one of the highest concentrations of moose in Utah. Anyway, been a good trip. It's time for me to start going to sleep. I'm just gonna watch the fire die down and enjoy the solitude, and then I will see you in the morning. All right, good morning. Had a pretty good night. I stayed plenty warm, almost a little too warm in my bag. It wasn't that cold of a night. It probably only got down to 25 degrees. But man, all of my gear, I don't know if you can see that, all of it was buried in half an inch of snow or so that had blown in under my tarp. And I was getting spindrift blowing in to my bivvy hole onto my face most of the night. I cinched the hole down real tight, and that blocked the spindrift, but then also trapped my breath and led to condensation on the inside dripping on me. So it was a little annoying, but my bivvy did keep my bag dry from the outside, which is good. It's a new bivvy for me. I made it. I sewed it up a few days ago, and wanted to test it out. Didn't know how well it would do. I'm happy with the design. I think there might be some better fabrics out. I'm gonna get packed up. this off. Everything packed, my backpack's on. So I'm gonna go grab my skis and start the hike out. Well, I got back on my trail that I hiked in on, and there are moose tracks right next to my trail. I'm scared of moose. I run into moose all the time, biking, backcountry skiing in this area. There's tons of moose. Moose are aggressive, can be aggressive. They don't move for you. They're not scared of you. They will attack you if you get too close. And it's dark out here, so I can't really see where they are. And these tracks are pretty fresh. So I'm gonna watch closely, be real careful, and hopefully I don't have any run-ins with them. Alright, just starting to be able to see without a headlamp, which makes me feel a lot better. So when I have a headlamp on my forehead, all I was seeing was really like a wall of white flakes. I couldn't see very far. And so every once in a while I would see a dark outline of something, thinking it might be a moose. Just end up being a tree. Had my heart racing for a little bit. Light's a bit better and I can see a bit better. I am breathing much easier, other than it's uphill right here. It's a lot of fun. That was the best I think I've ever eaten in the backcountry. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you like other outdoor videos, don't hesitate to subscribe and like the video if you would. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.